So you want to get back into reading, but you don't know how, or you have someone or something, mainly book talk, making you feel bad about it and you feel too intimidated to start. That's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. There are no rules and everything counts as reading. Oh, I know. Oh, controversial opinion. I know, but I assure you, all reading is valid. It all counts. Tell me if this sounds like your journey. You wake up one day and you think to yourself, man, I really want to get back into reading because I think it would be really good for me. And then your immediate thought is to go for the classics because culturally those are considered the good books. So you may have started reading some of the classics. You read 1, 2, 3, you get yourself in a really good groove and you're like, wow, this is awesome. Then you run into the inevitable problem of reading classics where 1, they're boring, 2, they aged very badly, or 3, they're super long or super dense. Then you burn out and then you don't want to read anymore, and then you're back to square one where you don't read for a really long time, and then rinse and repeat and yada yada yada. How do you counteract this? I'm going to give you this revolutionary idea. Read whatever you want. Believe it or not, the brain is primed to read. We are reading all the time, though you may not realize it because you're reading text messages all day, you're reading articles on the internet, you're reading your Slack or Teams messages, you're reading signs on the road. Sometimes you're even reading the trauma dumping that goes on in the beginning of a recipe that you're looking for, where you're like, I don't know what's going on here, but I need to know the hot gossip that led this person to make this recipe. Anyway, we're reading all the time. If you want to read exclusively graphic novels, that's fine. It counts as reading. If you are a romantasy reader and that's all you want to read, that counts too. Exclusively nonfiction, doesn't matter. If only listening to audiobooks is the way that you get your reading in, that also counts. And for anyone that says that audiobooks don't count as reading, do the Iliad and the Odyssey not count? You know, the original audiobooks. There is no right or wrong way to right or wrong way. Is that a tongue twister for anybody else? Right or wrong way to read. You can read whatever you want for as long as you want, as much as you want. Doesn't matter. A common thing that people do when they want to start reading is they kind of look around and see what everybody else is reading. Usually this lands people in Book Talk or any of the online spaces that are just the very general bestsellers. Think of it as like the top 40 hits, but with books. Now, as you engage with more book content, it's going to start curating the content that you're going to see. So you're going to start getting recommendations for books that may interest you more than the top 40 hits. For example, people complain about Book Talk all the time, but I engage with Book Talk enough that now I get so many great recommendations on my feed, and it's great. Another way you can find books is you look into the type of media you consume, whether that be movies or TV shows. You can look up books that are very similar to the other types of content that you engage with, and then go from there. Another thing that I did when I did my 100 book reading goal for 2024, which you can watch it right here where I talk about every single book I read that year. I started off with a bunch of really short books to get myself in the groove of reading again, because it feels really good when you complete a book. So I read the shorter ones and moved my way up to bigger ones when I became more comfortable with reading. So you've perused the internet, you've talked to your friends, you've gone to the bookstore, you've done all of your research, and now you got this big pile of books that you want to get through and you want to read. Now the question is, what format do you want to read it in? Because there are so many and they all count. Like I said, you can do a physical book, you can do an ebook, or you can do audiobooks. It all counts. I don't care what anybody says. For physical books, if you have the means, you can go to a bookstore and buy them, or you could go to your local library, which I know can be tough because a lot of times the most popular books have long wait times associated with them, so you might not get the books for weeks or months. Such a bummer, I know, but support your local libraries any chance you get. If you have the time or the energy, you can go to thrift stores. You can even go to the library sales section, which is one of my favorite places to go because paperbacks are $1 and hardcovers are $2. So you can find some treasures in there because people are donating books to the library all the time. I have found some absolute gems in the sales section, and I highly recommend checking it out. Same thing with thrift stores and secondhand shops in general. Now for audiobooks, you can actually get audiobooks on Spotify. It is included in your membership at no extra cost if you already have a Spotify membership. I believe you get like 15 hours a month, and if you run out of hours, you can buy more hours. Personally, I think they should do it one book a month instead of 15 hours a month, because what if the book you're listening to is more than 15 hours? Anyway, I digress. Of course, the library has all formats of books, whether it be physical, ebook, or audiobook, and you can check them out just the same. You can even have them delivered to your house if you're not able to make it to your local library, because some people live far from libraries, so I get it. I get it. Don't even worry about it. I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm not judging you. You can read whatever you want. You read all the time. It's not going to be hard to go back to a book in whatever format. Let's say you follow all of these steps and then you finally get into a groove of reading, you're getting through a couple of books and you're feeling good about yourself, and then you make the inevitable mistake of checking people's book reading wrap-ups and then feel bad about yourself because you're not reading 200 books a year. Don't worry, neither are they. Personally, if you are claiming to read over 120 books in a year, I don't believe you. You might be reading them, but are you retaining them? But that's just me. That's my cross to bear. Hey, please do not compare yourself to me or to any other book creators that read an insane amount of books every month or every year, because comparison is the thief of joy. It's a cliche for a reason. It's because it's true. There is no competition for who can read the most unless you enter the Guinness Book of World Record to do that. Read as much or as little as you want. It doesn't matter. It's supposed to be for fun. I think that's where we've all lost the plot, you know? We are just reading for fun. Even the people that read exclusively nonfiction, they read for fun, okay? Well, you know, some of them are reading for research, but hey, you know what I mean. God, I can't do anything here. That being said, if you read one book this year, you've already outread the majority of the population, because not a lot of people are reading anymore. I'm just an absolute freak who's a full-time content creator and took a speed reading course before grad school, and I was able to read 104 books last year, which again, that video took forever. Please watch it if you can. At the end of the day, this video boils down to do whatever you want. There is no right or wrong way to read. There is no minimum to read. There is no goal that you need to reach to be considered a real reader. If you read stuff, you're a reader. That might be controversial to say, but I don't care. Even if you read exclusively smut, that counts. It's like, oh my gosh, she must be so intellectual. She must be reading something super, like, highbrow. She's not, but that does not take away from how intelligent she is. Ain't that crazy? Don't let these other standards of reading make you feel bad. Read whatever you want for as long as you want. Make your reading goal whatever you want it to be. Have fun doing it. And read because you want to, not because you have to. Not because it's a status symbol or because it's a way to showcase how smart you are. Do it because you want to. More so, I wanted to make this video as a short guide to anyone who wants to start reading again, because I too did not know where to start when I decided I wanted to start reading. Turns out the secret is to just pick up a book and read it, and if you don't like it, don't read it and read something else. I, however, am such a completionist and am so morbidly curious that even when a book is terrible, I need to finish it because I need to know how it could possibly end. You know what I mean? But don't suffer like me. If you don't like a book, it's perfectly okay to just not finish it. You don't have to engage in any media that you don't want to. I hope this video was helpful in any way, and if you have any other questions about reading, leave them down below. I'm more than happy to help. I just would love to make the book community even bigger, and we can all just start recommending cool stuff to each other, and we can all just have a fun, grand old time reading our fun little books, and that's showbiz, baby. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see me yap about, see, hear, watch, whatever. Adverb? Adverb is verb. Anyway, my name's Alyssa. I talk about books, movies, TV shows, and any other things that I find interesting and feel like yapping about. So, once again, thank you so much for watching. Leave your questions, comments, concerns, and recommendations down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!